All right, hello class. We are going to finish up Midsummer Night's Dream today, so let's get right into it. I believe we were on, let's see, I will find it. There we go. All right, page 83, Act 3, Scene 2. So we start with Enter Oberon, King of the Fairies. I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Enter Robin the Goodfellow. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove? My mistress with a monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals, that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play, intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thick skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break, when I did him at this advantage take. An ass's knoll I fixed on his head, anon his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes when they him spy, as wild geese that the creeping fowler eye, or russet-pated choughs many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky, so at his sight away his fellows fly, and at our stamp here o'er and o'er one falls, he murder cries, and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielders all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there, when in a moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass. That's actually very funny. If you recall from the last video, they put the flower in Titania's eyes. She woke up and she fell in love with Bottom, who had been bewitched by Puck to have a donkey's head. Why did Puck put a donkey's head on Bottom? Because Puck is a trickster spirit. He is a jerk. He cannot help himself. So then Oberon says, this falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do? I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of force she must be eyed. Enter Demetrius and Hermia. Stand close, this is the same Athenian. This is the woman, but not this the man. Uh-oh. Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe. Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes in blood, plunge in the deep, and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon as this whole earth may be bored, and the moon may through the center creep and so displease. She still doesn't believe that Lysander has willingly left her. Her brother's noontide with the Antipodes. It cannot be that thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look so dead, so grim. So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear, as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere. Why is this to my Lysander? Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him to me? I had rather give his carcass to my hounds. Out, dog, out, cur, thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Dost thou have looked upon him being awake? And hast thou killed him sleeping? O brave touch, could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it, for with double tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung. So she's accusing him. She's like, you must have killed Lysander. There's no way that my love would ever abandon me. And Demetrius, of course, he doesn't know what's going on, because all of this is the work of Puck and his mischief. You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught that I can tell. I pray thee, tell me then that he is well. And if I could, what should I get therefore? a privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I so, see me no more, whether he be dead or no. So she's like, just get away from me, man. I don't care. So then Demetrius says, there is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now in some slight measure it will pay, if for his tender here I make some stay. He lies down and falls asleep. And Oberon says to Robin, Robin, and what hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprison must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turn true. Then fate o'errules that, one man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath and oath. About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the flesh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here, I'll charm his eyes against she do appear. I go, look how I go, swifter than an arrow from the Tartar's bow. Gotta love Puck and his rhymes. He's a fun character. Then Oberon says, let's see, applying the nectar to Demetrius's eyes. Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye, when his love he doth espy. Let her shine as gloriously as Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy. And then Puck comes back. Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be! Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake. Then will two at once woo one, that must needs be sport alone, and those things do best please me, that befall preposterously. So Puck is excited. He loves the chaos. He's like, ooh, this is fun. Okay, enter Lysander and Helena. Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vows so born, in their nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true? You do advance your cunning more and more, when truth kills truth, O devilish holy fray. These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me, put in two scales, will even weigh, and both light as tails. Lysander says, I had no judgment when to her I swore, nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er. Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you. Demetrius waking up. O Helen, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine! To what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal is muddy, oh, how ripe in show! Thy lips, those kissing cherries, tempting grow. That pure congealed white, high Taurus' snow, fanned with the eastern winds, turns to a crow. When thou hold'st up thy hand, oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss. O spite, O hell, I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do? But you must join in souls to mock me too. If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and superpraise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals, and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes. With your derision, none of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport. You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia, this you know I know. And here with all good will, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you up my part, and yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will to my death. Never mockers did waste more idle breath. Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. Whew, that's a little tough. My heart to her is but a guest wise sojourned, and now to Helen it is home returned, there to remain. Helen, it is not so. Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide it dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear. Enter Hermia. Hermia says to Lysander, Dark night that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes, wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found, mine ear, I think, it brought me to thy sound. But why, unkindly, did thou leave me so? What love could press, why should he stay whom love doth press to go? What love could press Lysander from my side? Lysander's love that would not let him bide, fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seek'st thou me? Could not this make thee know? The hate I bear thee made me leave thee so. Woof, woof. You speak not as you think, it cannot be. Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all this counsel that we two have shared, these sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us? Oh, is all forgot? All school days, friendship, childhood innocence? Why, we, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So now we grew together like a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet an union in partition, two lovely berries molded on one stem. So with two seeming bodies, but with one heart, two of the first, like coats in heraldry, due but to one, and crowned with one crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, it is not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury. I am amazed at your words, Hermia says. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me. Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face, and made your other love Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore does Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me, forsooth, affection, but by your setting on, by your consent? What though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most to love unloved? This you should pity rather than despise. So Helena believes that Hermia has done this on purpose. She accuses her. She's like, you're the one that made this happen. Both these guys are doting on me now, and it doesn't make any sense. And Hermia's like, I understand not what you mean by this. It wasn't me. I do. Persevere, counterfeit sad looks. Make mouths upon me when I turn my back. Wink at each other. Hold the sweet jest up. This sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make such an argument. But fare you well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence shall soon remedy. Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse, my love, my life, my soul, fair Helena. Oh, excellent, Hermia says to Lysander, sweet, do not scorn her so. If she cannot entreat, I can compel. Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee, but by my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee, to prove him false that says I love thee not. I say I love thee more than he could do, says Demetrius. If thou say so, withdraw, and prove it too. Quick, come. Lysander, whereto tends all this? She takes hold of Lysander. Away, you Ethiop! Demetrius to Hermia. No, no, he'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man. Go! And Lysander says to Hermia, hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing. Let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent. Why are you grown so rude? What change is this, sweet love? Thy love? Out, tawny Tartar, out! Out, loathed medicine, O hated potion, hence! Do you not jest? Yes, sooth, and so do you. Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee. I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll trust not your word. What? Should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so. What can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me, wherefore? O me, what news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, since night you left me. Why then you left me? O the gods forbid, in earnest shall I say. I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more, therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt, be certain, nothing truer, 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee, and love Helena. Puck has caused some problems. Oh me, you juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love, what, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him? I just want to point out that we need to bring back some Renaissance insults. Juggler, canker blossom, these are good. Helena says, fine in faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no tusk of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you. Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she had made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she has prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in this esteem, because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes. Ooh, okay. Getting tense. This is getting into quite the cat fight here. What's going to happen? I don't know. I do know, actually, but I'm not going to tell you. I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewdness. I'm a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think, because she is something lower than myself, that I can match her. Lower? Hark again. Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you, save that in love unto Demetrius I told him of your stealth unto this wood. He followed you, for love I followed him. But he hath chid me hence, and threatened me, to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quiet go to Athens, will I bear my folly back, and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am. Why, get you gone. Who is it that hinders you? Oh, foolish heart that I leave here behind. What, with Lysander? With Demetrius? Be not afraid. She shall not harm thee, Helena. No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part. Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when we went to school, and though she is but little, she is fierce. Little? Again? Nothing but low and little? Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her. They're like trying to fight. Get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindering knot-grass maid, you bead, you acorn. You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part. For if thou dost intend never so little to show love to her, thou shalt abide it. Now if she holds me not, now follow, if thou darest, to try whose right, of thine or mine, is most in Helena. Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl. Demetrius and Lysander exit. You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Helena retreats. Nay, go not back. I will not trust you. I nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away. A lot of short jokes here. Hermia is apparently very short. I am amazed, and know not what to say. She exits. Then Oberon says to Robin, This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committest thy knaveries wilfully. Robin says, Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes, and so far I am glad I did so short. All this jangling I esteem as sport. Puck's having fun. Puck's like, this is fun. And Oberon is, of course, angry because this isn't what he wanted. Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. High, therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon, with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray, as one come not within another's way. Like two Lysanders sometimes frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong. and sometimes rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er the brows death counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb in Lysander's eye. He gives a flower to Robin, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose date till death shall never end. Whilst I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace. So Oberon's devised a plan to put everything back right. He's like, look, go back, fix the problem. I'm going to go and deal with Titania. I'm going to get what I want and let her free of the spell. She's going to stop loving Bottom with the ass's head on his shoulders. My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts wandering here and there troop home to churchyards, damned spirits all, that in crossways and floods have burial. Already to their wormy beds are gone, for fear lest they should look to their shames upon. They wilfully themselves exile from light, and must for aye consort with black-browed night. But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even to the eastern gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow, gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding, haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day. He exits. Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one. Enter Lysander. Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now. Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou? I will be with thee straight. This is Robin. This is Puck pretending to be Demetrius. Follow me then, to plainer ground. Lysander exits. Enter Demetrius. Lysander, speak again, thou runaway, thou coward. Art thou fled? Speak, in some bush where thou dost hide thy head? Thou, in Lysander's voice, Puck again. Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou look'st for wars, and wilt thou not come? Come, recreant, come, thou child. I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws a sword on me. Yea, art thou there? Follow my voice. We'll try no manhood here. They exit. Enter Lysander. He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come when he calls, there he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster he did fly. That fallen am I, in dark uneven way, and here will rest. Come, thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me the gray light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite. He lies down and sleeps. Enter Robin and Demetrius. Robin, in Lysander's voice. Ho, 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 coward, why comest thou not? Abide me if thou darest, for well I wot, thou runnest before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now? Come hither, I am here. Nay, then, thou mockest me, thou shalt buy this deer. If ever I thy face by daylight see, now go thy way, faintness constraineth me, to measure out my length on this cold bed, by day's approach look to be visited. He lies down and sleeps. Enter Helena. O weary night, O long and tedious night, abate thy hours, shine, comforts, from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight, from these that my poor company detest, and sleep, that sometimes shut my sorrow's eye. Steal me a while from my own company. She lies down and sleeps. Yet but three? Come one more. Two of both kinds makes up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad. Enter Hermia. Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with dew and torn with briars, I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest till the break of day. Heaven shield Lysander, if they mean a fray. She lies down and sleeps. On the ground sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. Okay, so Puck is being a little weird. Robin applies the nectar to Lysander's eyes. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye, and the country proverb known that every man should take his own. In your waking shall be shown. Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well. He exits. Okay. Act 4, Scene 1. With the four lovers still asleep on stage, enter Titania, excuse me, Queen of the Fairies, and Bottom, and the fairies and Oberon and the king behind them, unseen by those on stage. Okay. Give me 1 second to take a drink of water here. All right, this is Titania. Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick muck roses in thy sleek smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy. Now remember, she's doting on Bottom with a donkey's head. So visually, this is very funny. Where is Peace Blossom? Ready. Scratch my head, Peace Blossom. Where is Monsieur Cobweb? Ready. Monsieur Cobweb, good monsieur, get you your weapons in your hand, and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on top of a thistle. And, good monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, monsieur, and good monsieur, have a care the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you overflown with a honey bag, signor. Where is Monsieur Mustard Seed? Ready. You guys like my fairy voice? I hope you do. Give me your nief, Monsieur Mustard Seed, pray you. Leave your courtesy, good monsieur. What is your will? Nothing, good monsieur, but to help Cavallari Cobweb to scratch. I must be the barber's, monsieur, for methinks I am a marvel's hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass, if my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch. All right, that's pretty funny, right? What? Wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love? I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have tongs in the bones. Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat. Truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, have no fellow. Right, it's funny because he's a donkey. He wants to eat hay. Okay. I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts. I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I am an exposition of sleep come upon me. Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away. The fairies exit. So doth the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee. Bottom and Titania sleep. Enter Robin the Goodfellow. Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? For her dotage now I do begin to pity. For meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweetest favors for this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For she his hairy temples then had rounded with coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew which sometime on the buds was wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty floret's eyes, like tears that did her own disgrace bewail. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy. I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And, gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, awaking when the others do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first I will release the fairy queen. He applies the nectar to her eyes. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud or Cupid's flower has such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen. Titania wakes. My Oberon, what visions I have seen! Methought I was enamored of an ass. All right, that is a funny line. I don't care what anybody says. That is funny. Okay. There lies your love. How came these things to pass? Oh, how my eyes do loathe his visage now. Silence a while. Robin, take off his head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these five, the sense. Music, ho, music such as charmeth sleep. Robin, removing the ass head from bottom. Now when thou wakest, with thine own fool eyes peep. Oberon, sound music! Come, my queen, take hands with me and rock the ground whereupon the sleepers be. Titania and Oberon dance. Now thou and I are new in amity, and I will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus's house triumphantly, and bless it to all fair prosperity. There shall all the pairs of faithful lovers be, wedded with Theseus, all in jollity. Robin says, Fairy king, attend and mark, I do hear the morning lark. Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after night's shade, when we the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon. Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night, that I sleeping here was found, with these mortals on the ground. Oberon, Robin, and Titania exit. The wild horn, enter Theseus in his train, Hippolyta, Aegeus. Go, one of you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed. And since we have the veyward of the day, my love shall hear the music of the hounds, uncouple in the western valley. Let them go. Dispatch, I say, and find the forester. The servant exits. We will, fair queen, up the mountain's top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction. Hippolyta says, I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bayed the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near, seemed all one mutual cry. I never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder. My hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind, so flued, so sanded, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew. Crook-kneed and dew-lapped like Thessalian bulls, Thessalian, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells, each under each a cry more tunable was never hallooed to, nor cheered with horn, in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear, but soft, what nymphs are these? My lord, this is my daughter here asleep, and this Lysander, this Demetrius is, this Helena, old Nadar's Helena. I wonder of their being here together. No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is this not the day that Hermia should give the answer of her choice? It is, my lord. Go bid the huntsmen, wake them with their horns. Servant exits. Shout within, wind horns. They all start up. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past, being these wood birds but a couple now. Demetrius, Helena, Hermia, and Lysander kneel. Pardon, my lord. I pray you all, stand up. They rise. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity? My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking. But as yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I think, for truly what I speak, and now I do bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of Athenian law— Enough! Enough! My lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away. They would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me, you of your wife, and me of my consent that she should be your wife. My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this purpose hither to the wood, and I in fury hither followed them. Fair Helena in fancy following me. But, my good lord, I wot not by what power, by some power it is, my love to Hermia melted as the snow seems to me now, as the remembrance of an idol god, which in my childhood I did dote upon, and all the faith and the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. But like a sickness did I loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste. Now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and I will forevermore be true to it. Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we will more hear anon. Egeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple by and by with us these couples shall eternally be knit, and for the morning now is something worn. Our purposed hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta. Theseus and his train, including Hippolyta and Aegeus, exit. Aegeus. Okay. These things seem small and undistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned into clouds. Methinks I see these things with parted eye, when everything seems double. So methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not my own. Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him? Yea, and my father, and Hippolyta, and he did bid us to follow to the temple. Why then, we are awake. Let's follow him. And by the way, let us recount our dreams. The lovers exit. Bottom, waking up. When my cue comes, call me and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hey ho, Peter Quince, flute the bellows mender, snout the tinker, starveling, God's my life, stolen hints and left me sleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream past the wit of men to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass. If he go about to expound this dream. Methought I was, there is no man can tell me what. Methought I was, and methought I had, but man is but a patched fool, if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get to Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom, and I will sing it in the latter end of a play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death. He exits. Now that was a good bit of foolishness from Bottom. He's a very comic relief sort of character. All right. Scene 2. Enter Quince, flute, snout, and starveling. Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet? He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported. If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it? It is not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he. No, he has simply the best wit of any handicraftsman in Athens. Yea, and the best person too, and he is a very paramour for a sweet voice. You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught. Enter Snug the joiner. Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there are 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men. Oh, sweet bully Bottom, he lost 6pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6pence a day for paying Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6pence a day and Pyramus or nothing. Enter Bottom. Where are these lads? Where are these hearts? Bottom, almost courageous day, almost happy hour. Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what. For if I tell you, I am not a true Athenian. I will tell you everything right as it fell out. Let us hear, sweet Bottom. Not a word of me. All that I would tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look o'er his part. For the short and the long, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claws. And, most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away, go away. It's also not a comedy. Pyramus and Thisbe is a tragedy, but okay. Act 5, Scene 1. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, and Philostrate, lords and attendants. 'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of. More strange than true, I never may believe these antique fables, nor these fairies' toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination, all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman, the lover, all is frantic, sees Helen's beauty in the brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in a fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them into shapes and gives airy to nothing, a local habitation and a name. Such tricks have strong imagination, that if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy, or in the night imagining some fear. How easy is a bush supposed a bear! But all the Hippolyta says, but all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy images, and grows to something of great constancy. But howsoever strange and admirable. Enter the lovers. Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love, accompany your hearts. More than to us, wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed. Come now, what masks, what dances shall we have, to wear away this long age of 3 hours, between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play, to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Philostrate. Philostrate, coming forward. Here, mighty Theseus, say what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask, what music? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight? Remember, Philostrate is the master of revels. He's the one that's supposed to throw the party. So they're like, well, yo, where's the party, bro? Giving Theseus a paper. There is a brief of how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first. The battle with the centaurs, to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. We'll none of that. That I have told my love and glory of my kinsman Hercules. The riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. This is an old device, and it was played when I from Thebes came last a conqueror. The thrice three muses, mourning for the death of learning, late decreased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with a nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe, very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief, that is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord? A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is. For Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which, when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water, but more merry tears the passion of loud laughter never shed. What are they that do play it? Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and have now toiled in their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial. And we will hear it. No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do you service. I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and take your places, ladies. Philostrate exits. I have loved not to see wretchedness o'ercharged, and duty in his service perishing. Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing. He says they can do nothing in this kind. The kind are we to give them things for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes it in might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have purposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I have seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, throttle their practised accent in their fears, and in conclusion dumbly have broken off, not paying me a welcome. Trust me, sweet, out of this silence yet I picked a welcome, and in the modesty of fearful duty I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity in least speak most to my capacity. Enter Philostrate. So please your grace, the prologue is addressed. Theseus says, let him approach. Enter the prologue. All right, so this is the play. They're going to put on Pyramus and Thisbe that they've been practicing the whole time. If we offend, it is with our goodwill, that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill, to show our simple skill. That is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to content you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here that should here repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know. The prologue exits. The fellow doth not stand upon points. He hath rid his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not the stop. A good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true. Hippolytus says, indeed, he hath played on this prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound but not in government. His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired but all disordered. Who is next? Enter Pyramus as bottom, and Thisbe, flute, and wall as snout, and moonshine as starveling, and lion, snug, and prologue quince. Quince is the prologue. Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth makes all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady Thisbe is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present Wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder. And through wall's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper, at the which no man wonder. This man, with lantern, dog, and bush of thorn, presenteth moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, with Lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which Lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. Whereat, with bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast, and Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let Lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain. I wonder if the Lion be to speak. No wonder, my lord, one lion may, when many asses do. Lion, Thisbe, moonshine, and prologue exit. Snout as wall. In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think, that had in crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did whisper often, very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so, and this the cranny is, right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper. It's funny because there's a person playing the wall. Isn't that silly? Would you desire lime and hair to speak better? It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord, sorry. Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence. Bottom is Pyramus. Oh, grim-looked night! Oh, night with hue so black! Oh, night, which ever art when day is not! Oh, night! Oh, night! Alack! 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 I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot, and thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, that standest between her father's ground and mine, thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thine chink to blink through with mine eyne. Thanks, courteous wall, Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss, cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me. The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again. No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see it will fall part as I told you. Yonder, here she comes. Enter Thisbe, his flute. O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans. For parting my fair Pyramus and me, my cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up to thee. Bottom is Pyramus. I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe? My love, thou art my love, I think. Think thou what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace, and like Lymander, I am trusty still. And like Helen, till the fates me kill. Not Cephalus to Procrus was so true. As Cephalus to Procrus, I to you. Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall. I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all. Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway? Tide life, tide death, I come without delay. Bottom and flute exit. Snout as wall. Thus have I, wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus wall away doth go. This is all very funny. Like, why is a dude playing the wall? Why don't we just have a prop as the wall? And why does the wall have speaking lines? Okay. Now is the wall down between the two neighbors. No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning. This is the silliest stuff that I have ever heard. The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse if imagination amend them. It must be your imagination, then, and not theirs. If we imagine no worse of them than they themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here come two noble beasts in, a man and a lion. Enter Lion as Snug, and Moonshine, starveling. Snug as the Lion. You ladies, who gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when Lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I, as Snug the joiner, am a lion fell, no else no lion's dam. For if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life. A very gentle beast, and of a good conscience. The very best of beasts, my lord, that ever I saw. This lion is a very fox for his valor, true, and a goose for his discretion. Not so, my lord, for this valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose. His discretion, I'm sure, cannot carry his valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well. Leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon. Okay. Starveling is moonshine. This lanthorn doth the horn moon present. He should have worn the horns on his head. He hath no crescent, and his horns are invisible within the circumference. Starveling as moonshine. This lanthorn doth the horn moon present. Myself the man in the moon do seem to be. This is the greatest error of all the rest. This man should be put into the lanthorn. How else is it that the man in the moon? He dares not come here for the candle, for you see it is already in snuff. I am aweary of this moon. Would he would change. It appears by his small light of discretion that he is in the wane. But yet, in courtesy and all reason, we must stay the time. Proceed, moon. Starveling as moonshine. All that I have to say is to tell you that the lanthorn is the moon, I the man in the moon, and this thorn bush is my thorn bush, and this dog is my dog. Why, all these should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon. But silence. Here comes Thisbe. Enter Thisbe, flute, as flute. This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love? Snug as a lion. Oh! The lion roars. Thisbe runs off, dropping her mantle. Well roared, lion. Well run, Thisbe. Well shown, moon. Truly, the moon shines with a good grace. Lion worries the mantle. Well moused, lion. Enter Pyramus as bottom. Or bottom as Pyramus, rather. And then came Pyramus, the lion exits. And so the lion vanished. Bottom as Pyramus. Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by the gracious golden glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, O spite, but mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here. Eyes, do you see? How can it be? O dainty duck, O dear, thy mantle good, what, stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell. O fates, come, cut thread and thrum. Quail, crush, conclude, and quell. This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad. Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man. Bottom as Pyramus. Oh, wherefore, nature, did thou lions frame, since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is, no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears confound, outsword and wound the pap of Pyramus, I, that left pap where the heart doth hop. Thus die I, thus. Now I am dead. Now I am fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, loose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die. Pyramus falls. No die, but an ace for him, for he is but one. Less than an ace, man, for he is dead. He is nothing. With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass. How chance moonshine is gone forever. Is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover. She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play. Hippolytus says, methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief. A mote will turn the balance, which Pyramus, which Thisbe, is the better. He for a man, God warrant us, she for a woman, God bless us. She hath spied him already with those sweet eyes, and thus she means videlicet, flute as Thisbe. Asleep, my love? What dead, my dove? O Pyramus, arise. Speak, quite dumb. Dead, a tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip's cheeks are gone. Lovers make moan, his eyes were green as leeks. O sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore with shears his thread of silk. Lay them in gore, since you have shore, with shears his thread of silk. Tongue not a word, come trusty sword, come blade, my breast imbue. Thisbe stabs herself. And farewell, friends, thus Thisbe ends. Adieu. Thisbe falls. Moonshine and lion are left to bury the dead. Aye, and wall too. Bottom and flute arise. No, I assure you, the wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue, or to hear a burgomask dance between two of our company? No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse, never excuse, for when the players are all dead, there need none but to be blamed. Marry, if he that writ it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy, and so it is, truly, and very notably distarged. But come, your burgomask. Let your epilogue alone. Dance and the players exits. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers to bed, 'tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outstep the coming morn, as much as we this night have overwatched. The palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gait of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity. In nightly revels, in new jollity, they exit. Enter Robin the Goodfellow. Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behows the moon, whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all the weary tasks fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, while the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night, that the graves all gaping wide, every one lets forth his sprite in churchway paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by triple Hecate's team, from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream. Now our frolic, not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before, to sweep the dust behind the door. Enter Oberon and Titania, the queen of the fairies, and all their train. Through the house give glimmering light, by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light and bird from briar. And this ditty after me, sing and dance it trippingly. First rehearse your song by rote, to teach each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we will sing and bless this place. Oberon leaves the fairies in song and dance. Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stay. To the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be, and the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So all the couples three ever turning and loving be, and the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Never mole, hairlip, nor scar, nor mark prodigious, such as they are, despised in nativity, shall upon their children be. With this field Drew consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless, through this palace with sweet peace. Then the owner of it blessed, and ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day. All but Robin exit. This is one of my favorite. This is the closing monologue that Puck has. So I'm going to try really hard not to stumble over it. If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And, as I am an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the Puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends. And it is over. That is the curtain. Everything is put right. There's a funny play. It's all laughs and giggles. But there is actually some pretty scathing criticism of the society, criticism of the institution of marriage, of the gender roles, and of the nature of love. And it's actually a lot deeper than it looks, and it's very, very funny. So I hope that the contrast between these two plays that we have done gives you a good idea of comedy and tragedy, and also the sort of history of the theater and the golden age of theater, which is largely considered to be the Renaissance. So I guess we're done, folks. This concludes the drama unit, and we will move on to the next thing. Have a wonderful week, and please email me with any questions you may have.